Welcome to the Health Reflections podcast, a podcast dedicated to exploring the world of anti-cancer living and empowering you to take control of your health. I'm Finola, your host and guide on this transformative journey towards a vibrant and resilient life. Join me for solo episodes and conversations with wonderful guests. I am beyond excited that you're here, so let's dive in. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Health Reflections podcast. Today I want to talk about the science behind slow living. If you're watching this from my YouTube channel, I really apologize about the light. I don't know if you can see this very well. I really hope so, because it's getting dark outside. It's still daylight, but it's getting dark and there's not enough light in the flat. So I've just turned on some lights that I have around. So hopefully this is okay. Okay, how can I start today's episode? Or maybe why do I want to talk about slow living? It has been in my mind for a very long time. Okay, I'm a person from the south of Spain. My hometown, not really a city, even though it's considered a city. For me, it is not really a city. I was living very near to the beach and with the possibility of being in nature, honestly, whenever I wanted. And when I moved to London to do my master's and then my PhD here in Brussels, I started getting very stressed. And I didn't know why. I never thought, why am I getting stressed? I always assumed it was because of the work that I had to do, which for sure I've gotten stressed because of the work. But I started wondering and getting a bit worried when I was getting stressed very soon. I was getting stressed. I thought it was because of a specific task. Then I finished the task. And then a few days later, I was stressed again. And just my overall mood was very vulnerable. And I started complaining a lot. And it's only with the sessions with my therapist, because this is how I learn a lot about myself, the things that I never thought. It was in one of the sessions with my therapist when I said, oh my God, I think the fast life in the city really stresses me out, to the point where if I see the metro and I have to run to get the metro, I will not run. I can't. That maybe for you is like, it's okay, the metro is right there, just run and you will get it. But just that act of me having to run to jump into the metro and then just like having to push with other people to see who can get inside. Oh my God, I can't. Even just the thought of it gets me stressed. Like, I would rather allow people to go on the metro and I will wait for the next one. Unless I'm like, in a very tight schedule, which I usually try to avoid. I also saw myself very bothered by the sound of the ambulances and the police, just because they're very loud. Then you go to my hometown and it's not that loud. I don't know, or maybe it's just a different sound. I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, has this happened to you? Have you ever been maybe used to the sound of the ambulances in your hometown and then going to another place and be like, oh, wow. I don't know. I just found myself extremely stressed, and I started researching and talking to my therapist and seeing how other people that live in a city just live a slow life. And it is possible. It is very difficult, I think, I don't know, because I'm learning. I cannot say that I live a slow life in the city. I can say that I'm trying my best into trying to live a slow life and learning as much as I can. So from what I have seen from other people and what other people have told me, they said that it was a struggle at the beginning, that is something very difficult to achieve because city is fast life, but that it is possible. So I want to talk about this today in this podcast, the science behind slow living, because I am trying to do this. And I'm actually going to make a video on my YouTube channel about how I'm trying to live a slow life in the city. So let's see how that goes. I'm actually very excited about it. A bit nervous, let's say, because I really want to achieve it. And yeah, that's how I'm feeling at the moment. So I think for this video, we can start by saying, how did the concept of slow living start? And the concept of slow living started as an antidote to our high-speed, high-stress modern life. As everything around us started to speed up, we started losing sight of what really matters. And the answer to this is slow living. Now, I really want to make a break here and say that slow living doesn't mean doing everything slow. Because I have gotten that from a lot of people when I told them, no, I'm really trying to live a slow life, and their first reaction is like, I really cannot do things slow. Like, if I need to get something done, I need to get something done now. So yeah, I just want to say slow living doesn't mean doing everything in a slow way. Slow living just emphasizes the concept of being fully present when you're doing whatever it is that you're doing in that moment. It just means engaging in activities with more attention. It's slow living, it's about quality over quantity, and is about making priorities and choosing deliberately rather than just rushing through all the tasks you have to do in one day. And this experience of doing things with more intention, being more present in the moment, really gives you the opportunity of enjoying the task, of savoring the task. And by doing this, you will get to a greater sense of fulfillment and contentment. So this is basically why I want to live a slow life. I am in love with slow life. Whenever I watch YouTube videos about this, I'm like, I really want that life. But I chose a very specific career, which is cancer research, which is learning about an anti-cancer lifestyle, which is learning the anti-cancer mindset. And stress, chronic stress, is one of the main causes, not just for cancer, but like a lot of diseases out there. And living a slow life can really decrease the amount of stress that you get, but also how you can prevent the stress and how you can act or behave when you have a situation that, just really stresses you out. When you live a slow life, you're really setting time to take care of yourself. I know you can also do that when you live a fast-paced life, but as the people that really live in a fast space really struggle to find the time to take care. They usually find time to do other things rather than to take care of themselves, because I'm not saying that this is the case for everyone, but I know a lot of people struggle with this because I've got friends that shared these experiences with me. But they mentioned that when they get to the time after having rushed all day doing this and that, when they get to the point of setting time for themselves and relaxing and doing self-care, they cannot be alone. They cannot be present in the moment because they are bombarded with thoughts, worries, and stress triggers that they don't usually try to deal with or understand why they're there. And this is a very big problem. At least is how I see it. So when this time comes, they are resting, either scrolling through TikTok, scrolling through Instagram, watching Netflix, Don't get me wrong, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I myself do it, but I do think it's a problem when you do it on a daily basis and you're never alone with your thoughts. Because at the end, you're never going to really know how you're doing, what's happening, how you're feeling, what's going on with your emotions. I don't think you have to do it every day, but I do think it's really important to take time to just be fully present in the moment. I used to hate being alone with myself, especially when I was with depression, because those thoughts were harsh. So I just distracted my mind constantly with TV shows, with my phone, with being with friends all the time. Again, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but I do think it's a problem when you do it on a daily basis and you distract yourself on a daily basis and you're not able to see what's happening, because if there's something wrong, the sooner you treat it, the better. Yeah. So yeah, that's my insight. When you live a slow life and you slowly get into the practice, because of course you will not be able to do it the first day in case you have never practiced it. So yeah, just take baby steps. You don't have to be an entire afternoon on your own with your own thoughts if you have never done it, because probability is you will get overwhelmed and not sure what is happening, and some people got anxiety out of it. So just take, for starters, 5-10 minutes, see what's happening, and then do another thing. Cook, watch Netflix, whatever it is that you feel gets you rested from the day. And this is not just me talking or people that live a slow life on YouTube say, this is backed by science. There's one study, what was the name? I think it was from Journal of Aging, was it? I don't know. I will try to leave it linked down below. And this study mentioned that people who lived a slow life reported feeling more satisfied and less stressed with their overall life situation. They also said that they slept a lot better, they ate a lot healthier, and were more active. Another aspect, and this is really, really hard for me, extremely hard for me. I'm trying to do it, but some days I cannot even manage. So you see, this is a very good example. I love slow life. I love what it means. I love the benefits that you can get from it. But even though I love it and I would like to have it as part of my life, I still struggle to do this because we're not taught this. I mean, I don't know how it's going on right now out there, but I was not taught this as a kid. So yes, slow living also invites the idea of mindful eating. And I'm pretty sure that you have already heard about this. Your doctor probably told you that eating fast is not healthy. I eat very fast. And this got worse at uni when I just created the habit of eating extremely fast just because I didn't have the time to stop studying. I sometimes even ate while I studied. And still today, sometimes I eat in front of the computer while I'm working on my PhD. Taking our time to eat, slowing down, and being mindful while eating, studies have shown to improve digestion, to make us feel better and avoid overeating. And all of this can really contribute to a better overall health, lower risk of, obesity, diabetes, and other health-related problems. Another thing that slow living means, and this one I think is one of my favorite, slow living involves spending more time in nature. Now, I know this is not really possible when you live in a city, but in a city you usually have a lot of parks. Oops. Sorry about that. I received a parcel, which I'm not going to go and pick up because I am recording this episode. I am loving this episode, and I really want to get it done. And yeah, I guess this is one of the steps that I told myself, this is actually something that I can do today, not rush into another task or rush into getting another thing, which is going to get me excited because it's a parcel and I will want to open it, and then I will get distracted, and then I will have to come back to recording the episode. So no, let's just stay present in the moment. I allowed the guy with the parcels to leave it inside the building, and I will continue recording, and then I can go. So I was talking about nature. Slow living involves spending out in nature. And there's a lot of studies mentioning, and I have mentioned this a billion times before, probably in my YouTube videos. There's a lot of studies saying that being out in nature boosts our mental well-being. And I'm pretty sure you don't need the studies to demonstrate this. I'm pretty sure that whenever you are out in nature, in a park, you feel better afterwards. So spending time in nature can really boost our mental well-being. It can help us to reduce stress and also increase our lifespan. And something I want to mention here, slow life doesn't mean doing less, even though it might give you that feeling. It's really not about doing less. It's more about doing things with more thought and care. It's, as I mentioned before, it's about truly savoring the moment. Like the thing that you're doing, really be in the moment, really savor that thing that you're doing and enjoy and be present. And sometimes it comes with like trying to see if you can see how you're feeling while you're doing that thing that you're doing. I really hope that I'm making sense. I really don't know how I put that sentence together. If this is something that you're feeling attracted to, but you have no idea on where to start, I mean, I'm soon going to be making a video about slow living in a city. I'm not sure whether or not this is your situation, but you can research other people, how they implement slow living to their current lifestyles. Maybe you can search for one and look for inspiration that is similar to your situation or where you live. But if you want to start, you can start, for example, by introducing little habits. Like, okay, today when I eat, I'm going to practice mindful eating, which means nothing around you. Not people, people if they're going to do the same as you, or if you can actually do this with friends or work colleagues if they feel like it. And I remember I was in one mindfulness class, and all together we ate a blueberry, and the teacher guided us in the different things that we could notice from the blueberry, like the outside texture, what happened in the blueberry the second you bite it inside your mouth, what happens to your glands when the inside of the blueberry touches, that taste. And it's really things that you never think of when you're eating in a rush. You're just eating to get the food down your system and get going with the next thing. And mindful eating is really, really amazing. You sense things that you don't do in a regular basis, and maybe that can be the next habit that you practice. Maybe the next habit that you practice can be spending time outside, even if it's just for like 10 minutes. Like, let's say you don't have a lot of time, you have a lot of things that you need to do. Try to carve out just 10 minutes to be out in nature. And if nature is not near you, just a park. I'm pretty sure that you have a cute park close enough that you can be and just be there. And if you're not ready maybe to face your thoughts, maybe something that you can do is look at the trees. How are the trees moving? How are the leaves moving? Just be mindful. How does the grass feel in the case that there's a grass? Just things that you don't normally think about. It's really about feeling where you are and also seeing how feeling when you are makes you feel. Just remember that it's not about doing everything in a snail's space. It's about being fully present in the moment. I don't know what you think about this episode, but I think I was able to manage to share why slow living can give us so many health benefits and why it is really a lifestyle to follow. Maybe it cannot be followed every single day of your life because, you know, life happens. We have different situations that we need to face, but I think to try and incorporate it into our lifestyle can be extremely beneficial, and for me is part of the anti-cancer lifestyle and having an anti-cancer mindset. So yeah, I think I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, whether you're listening from the YouTube channel or only on the audio. Please share your experiences. I am learning a lot about this and I would love to hear about your experiences. We have a lovely community called Healthy Life Dreamers in Discord, and I would love to connect with you there, share experiences, and see how we can help each other, because this is what I love, you know? Self-learning is one of my pillars because I never stop learning, and I don't think neither of us should ever stop learning. So yeah, I really hope that you liked it. Please leave a review. It would really help me. And yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining, for being with me here today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. That's it for today's episode of the Health Reflections podcast. If you would like to have more information, you can check out the show notes or go to the podcast section at finolameister.com. I hope this episode was valuable to you and inspired and empowered you into taking action. A reminder that we have a lovely community space called Healthy Life Dreamers, where we share experiences and support each other on this journey. I would love it if you would help me spread the word by leaving a review or sharing the podcast with anyone you think might need it. Thank you so much for being here today. See you in the next one.